Music mogul Sean Combs was arrested Monday night in New York City, also known as P. Diddy. Combs was apprehended after a grand jury indicted him. That indictment was unsealed Tuesday morning, and it reveals he's been charged with racketeering and sex trafficking, plus transportation to engage in prostitution. Officers with the Homeland Security Investigation arrested him at 8:30 p.m. at the Park Hyatt Hotel in Manhattan. A statement, they said that his attorneys said that he's an imperfect person, but he is not a criminal.
The music icon has been embroiled in sexual misconduct scandals dating back decades. Most recently, his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, an R&B singer once signed to his label, filed a lawsuit against him. That November 2023 suit alleged he began a pattern of abuse when they were a couple, and that abuse included forcing her to engage in sexual activity with male prostitutes. Diddy is no stranger to controversy. Dating back to the 90s, he has been accused of violent encounters with others, including the rappers J. Cole and Drake, and of course the 1999 nightclub shooting he was allegedly involved in with his then-girlfriend J-Lo. He has never been convicted. Combs has also been seen rubbing elbows with powerful figures, including Elon Musk and former President Trump. One user posting, quote, "Sean Diddy was just arrested in New York. Seems a good time to point out he used to hang out with Donald Trump and he's an investor in X."
So this indictment has been unsealed. I think I'm reading it now. What first catches your eyes is the number of names he's had over the years. It begins Sean Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. Diddy, a.k.a. PD, a.k.a. Love, the defendant, all of the nicknames he's had. And then, it gets into some really seedy activity, alleged sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, obstruction of justice. What they allege that he did is force women to have sex with male prostitutes that he would then watch or maybe lightly participate in or maybe videotape, and would supply them with drugs and other things to keep them going or keep them obedient. If this is contrary to the wills, contrary to what the people wanted and it was forced on them, obviously it's a crime. If that's what's being alleged here, he's going to have to, I guess, argue that it was consensual or, that might still not help him because prostitution is not legal depending on the municipality and things of that nature. But it looks like a pretty significant evidentiary standard that he's going to be up against.
No, absolutely. And a very grave case and very grave conduct being alleged. Everyone is, of course, innocent till proven guilty, but these alleged crimes are extremely serious. I do think it's worth giving credit, if that isn't too trivial a word, to Cassie Ventura, who was the first person to come forward with that suit in November of last year. That then precipitated not just several other civil suits, but a renewed vigor to the investigation of these activities. She was the first one to come forward. He settled that case within a day, but that was not enough to bottle up this thing, and it has then clearly resulted in his indictment today. I do think that if the behavior alleged is true, it does point to the capacity of very wealthy, very famous people to use the power that comes with celebrity and wealth to further abuse, and that in itself is a grim and dispiriting thing. But we'll see how the allegations hold up in court, presumably.
Yeah, and I should say, we said that he has some connection to Elon Musk. He's an investor in social media. I see no evidence or reports that they're like buddies or hang out or something.
I'm also not
an investor in X.
Yeah, I'm also not really a fan of this person who has now been charged with a crime used to hang out with this other person. I mean, that's neither here nor there, really. And they're, people.
If they were hanging out together on Jeffrey Epstein's jet or something, that would be different. But that's not what is being said here.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't. If one is held culpable for everything that anyone you've ever met does, that seems a road to just, absurd kind of things. So I'm not sure that there's a big political element to this, really, whoever he hangs out with or whatever his personal political affiliations might be. But, listen, if he did those things that were alleged or anything close to them, he should face the consequences of that. He did try to briefly sort of push back whenever the first allegations came out and claim that he was being wronged, and he did change his tune to some degree after a video emerged of him kicking Cassie Ventura and attacking her in a hotel, and then he released a more penitent video on social media. But I mean, that video in itself was pretty appalling.
Yeah, the indictment describes these encounters as freak-offs. That's what he referred to them as. Freak-offs were elaborate and produced sex performances that he facilitated, and he's going to get trafficking because of the going over state lines. Says they often lasted multiple days. They were given a variety of controlled substances, in part to keep the victims obedient and compliant. And then they received fluids to recover from the amount of physical exertion and drug use. Many members and associates of his enterprise include high-ranking supervisors, security staff, household staff, personal assistants, and other business employees that also facilitated all of this. So it just sounds like a major production that a lot of people were involved in, so that it's only coming to light now or only being prosecuted now. I don't know what that says about the justice system.
Yeah, I mean, it's all very bleak, and the fact that so many people were allegedly complicit in this behaviour is very troublesome. I think for a lot of people it will carry some echoes of the R. Kelly case. R. Kelly fought off allegations for a very, very long time, but it ultimately met his judgment in the courts, was sentenced to a very long time in prison for sexual offences. And in that case, you saw things that are broadly similar to what is alleged in the indictment that you were reading there. A lot of people involved in utilising fame and frankly preying on young women who were vulnerable to the allure of that, in order to engage in terrible crimes in R. Kelly's case, and terrible alleged crimes in Diddy's case.
Well, we will continue to follow that story, see if there's any new news, and particularly reactions from other people in the industry. Others have said, they knew about some of these practices for a long time. More rising right after this.